The Young Actors Conservatory actually has been a dream of mine for a very long time. The design was to immerse the students in every single aspect of the theater, from writing the script, to lighting the story, to building the set, creating the choreography, determining every single aspect of the project, so that it wasn't just an idea of getting up and acting, but the theater is a holistic process, like life.
We have incredible instructors. We bring in people from around the city, from across the country, who are actual theater professionals who work in this business. It pushes kids to a level that they would not experience in their high school setting. For some kids, this is the first time they have had access to an acting teacher. For other kids, they have great theater teachers, and this is an opportunity to expand on what they've already learned and kind of go beyond that.
They're professionals. That is their profession, you know? It's not a hobby for them, it's their life. And they learn all these lessons that they can teach us.
I teach movement and I teach direction at the conservatory, and what I'm really doing is teaching the students how to tell a story. A lot of their schooling has been about saying no. This is about saying yes and helping them find multiple avenues of expression. We give them the tools to express what they have inside. We don't tell them what they're supposed to express. We help them express it.
I had never done a show or a theater or anything, and like if you want to direct something, you go into that person, not into the character of the script, but into how that person believes the character is. So it's better to ask questions instead of actually giving directions as a director. So I learned it was awesome. They're awesome teachers, every single one of them.
There's not a program in this city that is professional level training in the sense of you're getting the training of what you will actually use in a professional environment. If you get hired, this is what is expected of you, and this is how you do that. So many young kids and even adults in this business come into this going, wow, well, acting is some periphery thingy that I don't understand, that somehow maybe I'll get it if I float around here and just think about it. It's about saying if you do these things, you will have something happen.
It was a pleasure to work with very eager students who were treating each and every class like a master class. That's what I really enjoyed about it. You know, they knew that it was a short duration of training time, you know, a quick 3 weeks of training time, intensive, but a very dedicated amount of time, and with that came a really strong dedication with the students.
This is for the kids that are really interested in it. I teach costuming and stage makeup. The stuff that they made for the show, they were really creative. They were all just plain white shirts, and then they were able to change them and alter them however they wanted so that they were individual, but they were all still the same. I was impressed by that a lot. They're very creative.
I really wanted to try teaching mask here.
As you're working, start to think about what the character's voice might sound like if it's different than your
I
own.
kind of thought that with these kids, I wasn't going to get very much out of them, and they took to it amazingly, and it was really wonderful and heartwarming for me to see that happen.
It made me just really use my whole body, like bending or just somewhat contracting in my core and different things, and the way I walk, and how that tells the whole story of the scene or the monologue.
For a lot of them, it just opens this whole world they never thought of. They think of theater, they think of, oh, you're on the stage. And so to work with these people in lighting and sound, in makeup design and costume design, to realize all the different facets that go into putting on a show, that it's not just stepping on the stage, there are other creative arenas that you have behind that, adding to the whole production, and they can all find their way in that and be a part of it.
We have had a very wide variety of teachers. We've had speech, singing. We have a dance teacher every single day, which is pretty tiresome. They've taught us amazing things.
One of the great things about teaching at the conservatory was that I knew that these kids were picked solely on the basis of their talent.
And I think that's wonderful, because the reality of this business is it's extremely competitive. So to be put in an environment where you're forced to step up a notch, the child who gets in here automatically knows that their expectation level of what they give and what they're there to do is higher.
You don't have weak links. within the group. You have students who are invested in their time. They want to be here, they want to train, they want to learn, they want to perform.
I got so many calls from teachers saying, I have this great kid, but the family can't afford the tuition. Do you have any scholarships? And in the end, we just decided, you know what, there's got to be a way to make this completely available to any kid. We actually just started with a really small letter campaign to raise funds for Young Actors Conservatory, where we maybe 40 people. I thought we might get a little bit and maybe we could find grant money somewhere else, but the money that came in entirely covered the program from this small group of people, which was just really heartwarming and amazing to hear the enthusiasm behind all the people that responded saying, yes, I really believe in this and this is important and we need to create arts experiences for youth in Houston, regardless of background and money and all that kind of stuff.
It is by audition and it does not cost anything to the students, so there are no financial barriers, and that means that the gifted student will be able to come and study here. And because all of the students thereby are gifted, they are all going to be challenging and inspiring each other.
Every part of what you're about to see came from a student's idea, from a student's programming, from a student's painting, everything. The set around you was designed by students. Every piece of video you're going to see was designed by a student. Every word in the play was selected, edited, cast by a student, written by students. The lights were hung, designed by students. The sound, you name it. There's nothing in this project that didn't come from the students. We didn't tell them what we wanted them to do. They told us what they wanted to learn, and then they went out and embraced it. So as you watch the show tonight, just recognize the miracle of that. That everything was from this group of extraordinary, extraordinary young people.
I think what the audience in the final performance sees is a kind of depth of understanding and an integration of skills that these students have coalesced through the course of what is only 3 weeks. And I'm always stunned at the level of understanding that they have with the pieces that they do, how they integrate the pieces throughout the evening performance. It is a unique piece of theater that they create.
The theater is the place where everybody fits, you know, that nobody's on the outside, and it's such a beautiful message. It's such a beautiful community to create over and over and over again. To those who've already given, of course, an incredible, gracious thank you, and a wish that somewhere deep inside they know what they've done. Empowering a teenager through the arts is so life-changing and so healthy for the community.
Thank you for making me a better person. As when I go out there into the world and share what I've learned with others, it's priceless, like what I know now and what I can do and what I never had ever just really known about myself. And just thank you so much. Like, thank God, thank you, everything. Just, I'm really grateful.
We got so much more out of it, you know. It was amazing. It is amazing, and I just can only pray that kids for years and years to come can have the same thing that we had this summer.
The smallest little thing can change a person's life, and I'm glad that I have, that someone actually paid the whole tuition for me to come, because it has changed my life.
Imagine the real joy in the heart of a child, and that is exactly what you're bringing. You're bringing an absolute empowered sense of joy to the heart of hundreds of children, and I can't think of a better way to use your money. There isn't.